And so now let's reflect. Let's review some of the things that we've talked about. Because God is an orderly God. He's not whimsical. He's not capricious. He does not subscribe to the Walt Disneyland classic fantasy. But he has intentions for you. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then he says, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. See where I'm going with this? Here goes one for you. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, meaning the family you were born into, the one where you had no choice in the matter. You fought through millions of other sperm to survive and be the one that live on and to come into fruition. Again, there's thoughts towards you. There's a plan for you. There's an expected end. And though y'all try to blood thicker than water everything, what you leave your mother and father to go and create on your own, which is what you do have control over. And that's what this scripture breaks down, what you didn't have control over to what you end up having control over. That means more than anything you were ever born into and came from. Because at least what you were born into, now some people, they got a rough start, get put behind an 8-ball, so to speak. But at least with that, you have the opportunity to become an adult, do an inventory check, take the meat from the bone, discard the meat from the bones, and live accordingly. Get this together. That's what you read for. That's what you research for. Get this together so that you can exercise your mental muscles, so that you can get out of that pointing at everybody and be a man, be a woman, so that you can be able to properly ascertain what it was you actually learned. Actually, not be disrespectful, but you can look back and see mom and dad did what they knew to do. Now it's my time not to be running around talking about church hurt and everything else. Parent hurt, they did this, they abused me, da-da-da-da. None of that backlash, none of that disrespect. But it's time to do an inventory check. Leave what you could not control. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother. And go into what you can control, because you can't choose the woman and man that you end up with. Cleave to them, and they shall become one flesh. What you think that one flesh is? The combination of you, that is your child. That is that man's seed having been incubated in that woman and now birthed out. You pushed out the purpose. You carried the purpose. The man had it in his entirety of his life. And he trusts you with it. Can you imagine if Mary, the mother of Jesus, would have ever broken rank? She ever would have tried to dare charge God foolishly with her finger. She never did it. So why do you? Why do y'all do that today, ladies? A better question is, brothers, do you not know yourself and your worth? Because why do you allow them to do it? And so everybody has a responsibility, because once a man releases his seed into a woman, now you're blood. So you always talk about blood thicker than water. The times you want to forgive your brother or your sister or your cousin or your mama for breaking your heart, for making you mad, whatever. Y'all supposed to be bringing that into your house. The family you created, that you have control over, the man you chose, the woman you chose. Y'all supposed to be showing that same grace. But what happens is, a lot of these ladies will break up their homes, break from that man who is the order, take his seed, which you're basically taking the blueprint away. Now the child doesn't really have nothing to look at, because now you become their influence, woman. You've pushed him out of the way. What if Mary had done that when she came up to Jesus complaining about where he was? What if she had a broke rank and made her feelings more important? What if she had made herself the main character? And I hear something in the spirit that I've never heard before, and I'm laughing within myself. But all jokes aside, no pun intended, maybe jokes need to be included because God didn't place his seed, his son, into no broken, single baby mama home. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. So what the heck are y'all doing today?
I'm gonna say what the I want to say. If you don't like it, get the around me. If a female think they need a man, you're miserable. Cause you don't need you need yourself.
Come on, man.
Okay.
You don't think that? Do you think your mother need a man?
I do.
For what?
For everything. I mean, it makes it easier. Life.
You think females need men?
Yes.
I could use my rose and get my nut off. I never needed a man.
Lie.
But everything is not about sex, though.
Everything not money-wise. I'm a whole pharmacy technician. I get money. Man's money. I have a salary out here. I don't need no
Ma'am, who hurt you?
man. Men don't do but you over. Take your life. Beat out you. Kill you maybe.
A liar.
Come on now. Real men. Let me find a real man in the city.
So, do you ever plan to get married to a man, or like, are you with a man,
Yes,
or?
I want to get married. I do want to get married.
So you would say the same thing to your husband?
I'm blunt. I'm very honest. I'm straightforward. I'm blunt. I'm gonna say what the I want to say. If you don't like it, get the around me. I'm very aggressive, and my husband gonna know I'm aggressive. My husband gonna love me, cause I'm so straightforward and real. No nigga like no friendly ass.
Satan is your daddy.
Yes, brothers, these women have no idea that the very men that they continue to complain about, they create by making your boys son husbands full of the spirit of women, entitled, and eventually claiming to be disappointed.
Brothers, do not shy away from the understanding that you have to improve yourself. You have to lead yourself. Okay? A lot of you guys are always looking for another person to lead you. And I know why you do that. It's because in the so-called black community, the so-called black men, especially younger black men, have fallen into this paradigm where they want to build someone up so that they can claim that that person has disappointed them. A lot of you guys are addicted to that, and you get that from your mothers as well. The liberal black female and liberal women in general jump from man to man with their own understanding of what a relationship or a man is supposed to be. And then as that man fails to live up to the image in that woman's mind of what a man should be, she claims that that man let her down. And a lot of you so-called black males, especially young black males, do the same thing. You expect things from people that you're not supposed to expect. The main person that you're supposed to expect something from is your damn self. So try to live up to your own standards of what you should be before you worry about what you expect from someone else. That's why, once again, we have to pursue knowledge and information, okay? And then we have something to offer one another, as opposed to just looking to one person to be that fountain of knowledge or wisdom. That's not going to work.
Indeed, Chronicles, it will not work, especially when they get rid of the plan that was laid out by the Father above, the one who is Lord of Lords and King of Kings. I think there's a song that say, Mary, did you know? Because I'm going to tell you, Mary knew enough not to get in the way. Mary knew enough to back off and to be in her position. That what did LeVar Ball say? Stay in your lane. And so when you talk about working on your intellect, challenging your intellect, getting out of those video games, getting out of those phones. You know, I had a brother of mine said the other day, he said, he made a post, shout out to Wilmot Craven. He said, we're finally ready to admit that the cell phones are addictions, that they're crack. Because of the fact of the matter is, these young people can't walk down the streets without looking at their phones. Do you got a game on your phone? Do you got a game? Everybody want to play a game, Roblox and everything else. They're trying their best to hurry up and finish their work because they want to play games, video games, PlayStation, PS5, Xboxes, all this different stuff. I can remember being that little boy who grew up and I could go up to the second level of my grandparents' home, 4 bedrooms and a bathroom. And in the hallway, when we came out our rooms, before we could go down them stairs, we saw a bookcase full of encyclopedias and dictionaries and all kind of stuff. Now y'all are literally in the age of information, and you waste it on getting high and trying to run from reality and dwelling in and sinking in the sinking sand, the quicksand that is delusions, because you cannot face the reality that you're in with boldness. And a lot of that is having a lot to do with who is raising you, therefore influencing you. Because only an influenced man, an influenced boys to man, could say what this young man said here when he said he wanted to be about his father's business. He wanted to be about the business that was in his father's house. See, when a young man is influenced by his father, when his father is present, when he's not kicked out, when he's not pulled away from so that she can have who she want to have in the house, so that her chaos can be ensued, and she can, activate that arc that Brother the Chronicles of Judah 144 was talking about, where you get these low vibration Negroes, so you, when it does fail, because you know it's going to fail, you can point at that man and blame him for everything. You can point at Pookie and Ray Ray and nobody's going to bat an eye. And they just going to say, oh, girl, it's going to be okay. He just a horrible man. Nah, she just as horrible as him. And negative plus negative equals positive in their delusional, toxic world. And the audacity of that person, when you hit them with nothing but logic, and you hold their feet to the fire, have the nerve to look at you and say, just be a father. And then when you ask them, well, what version of a father do you expect me to be? Well, any kind of father. Because they don't know what the heck they talking about. Shout out to Chronicles of Judah for pointing that out. They want you to live up to the version of a man or father in their heads, and when you fail, you're a deadbeat.